Hear that? A little bit of a windy day here in the homestead. Welcome everyone. I wanted to talk to you today about culture. And I wanted to do that by talking about how I grew up. I was born in 1967, right when the Vietnam War was really getting heated up. But life at home, was very tranquil, very peaceful. I grew up in a rural county in Ohio, Seneca County. Went to a rural school up to high school, and went to a small town high school. But my earliest memories was being raised in the country. You said in a rural area. My dad grew up on a farm, and he still farmed my grandmother's land as he worked in the factory as well. So that's the kind of thing I grew up in. And we didn't think about race growing up. Friends and I, even in rural setting like that, we had all sorts of ethnicity and races that I went to school with. It was never brought up. Not amongst us kids, not amongst the parents. We, as children, I remember riding my bike, and we rode up and down the road. Of course, Mom always told us to be careful for cars and stuff, but there wasn't really much traffic down the road. But there was no fear growing up. Fear of being outside, fear of riding our bikes down the road. No fear of anybody snatching us. The thought never even entered our heads. And I look back now, and that's all you see and hear on the television, is every reason under the sun why we should fear. And that's not a recent thing. I noticed it probably when I was in high school and stuff. Things were starting to change as far as the media. Now, as far as our day-to-day living, that never changed. I mean, one of our biggest things was going to a big town. We can't call it a city. You know, usually the county seat of one of the counties, either one we lived in or the next one. And we went cruising on Friday and Saturday nights. You know, cruise from one side of the town to the other on the same road. I'll just say State Street. Everybody that knows me knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, and at a certain point, all the people would line their cars up, pop their hoods. Everybody would be talking, hey, what you got in there? You know, talk about what they did to it, what they added to it. That was it. So I grew up with no fear. I didn't fear any race. I didn't fear any, how can I say that? I didn't fear anything in our country. Wars were always overseas or down in South America or something, banana republics, but never home. Home meaning the U.S. I remember as a child, we would take a vacation. We'd literally drive across the country. Didn't have to stop and get papers checked or anything that you heard, stuff like that happening in history, And we drove all the way across San Diego, California and back. Took the southern route going there, came back through the Rocky Mountains. That was done without thinking. It was done without question. Again, it was done with no fear. So I'm saying all that, it's about this. What do you see on the TV now? And I'm not going to mention any party in politics, but I am going to mention politicians. Why are we shoving 20,000 immigrants, or whatever you want to call them? Why are you shoving 20,000 all at once into a town of 60,000? What have any of you who's close to my age or even 10, 20 years younger, have you ever heard of that? No, there's always been a immigration process. Bring them in slowly, case by case basis, right? And we're always welcoming the ones that contribute to society, the scientists and the engineers and blah, 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 blah from other countries, those that can contribute to our society. But then again, it was always, they always wanted to become Americans, because we always promoted that idea of Americanism. Why does everybody around the world want to come here? Has anybody thought of that? Yeah, all I see lately is a bunch of spoiled brat people that want to do nothing but bitch about it. And bitch about what we did wrong. Well, guess what? Welcome to the frickin' human race, man. Ain't no one ever been perfect. But then again, I don't know of any other country that its foundation was based on we the people. Have you? Have you? I don't see everybody and their brother knocking down the door to go to China or Mexico or Saudi Arabia or Iran, Iraq. Do you? Is that where you want to go live? No. So ladies and gentlemen, everything you hear and see is a rouge, a facade, a BS made up story. Because what I see is a big push to end our culture. To end this. To end the U.S. as we know it. To end the type of country I was born and grew up in. I hear a lot of people complaining. But the solution is very simple. if we just lived exactly how the Constitution is written, if we ran our immigration the way our laws are written, if businesses would run the way our laws are written, you think we'd be in this shape? If we only got into foreign entanglements by a vote from Congress, the way the Constitution's written, we wouldn't be having this problem. Why we are giving billions of dollars to Ukraine, yet just this recent hurricane, they can't scrounge up more than $750 a person? Really? But you can get billions, billions multiple times to a country way across on the other side of the globe. And man, they'll bitch and moan and complain and stomp their feet. We got to save democracy. Well, you know what? Ukraine is not. Not when the president suspends elections. Nah. You can call it lots of things, but a democracy, it is not. Nor a republic. It is not. But to the hard-working Americans, the blue collar, the ones that bend their back, pay their taxes, and are just happy to go to the bar on a Friday night and Saturday night just to do it all again Monday and barely make it from paycheck to paycheck. Oh no, oh man, all we got is about $700 for each one of you guys. Hey, there you go. You lost your house. You lost everything. You lost your car. You lost your loved ones. But here's $750 that might buy you a week's worth of groceries at today's prices. It's despicable. It's despicable. The people on the ground that are helping, God bless them. But it ain't the government that's helping. It's the self-reliant Americans that are helping. The way it's always been. That's a joke. Okay? Our government, the way it's written, is the greatest on earth. Our government, the way it's ran like a criminal organization that wants to do this to its citizens. And that's just the way it is. That's just the plain truth. So I want you to think about why the influx of immigrants, and not an influx, I'm talking being shoved down our throats. Why aren't our immigration laws being followed? And not followed by the ones who supposedly wrote it, the government. Why? Like I just said, the $750 per person for the hurricane. Yet each one of the hundreds of millions of immigrants they're bringing in, they give them debit cards with thousands of dollars and added each month. Do you not see anything wrong with this? Doesn't take a PhD. All it takes is just a lick of common sense our good Lord gave us. Common sense. Our culture is being attacked. You know that old thing about enemies, foreign and domestic, that we're supposed to protect ourselves from? Well, it's definitely on the domestic side. One of our presidents, Mr. Abraham Lincoln, even predicted this. He foreseen that the United States would not fall from a great power. No great power could take a drink from the Ohio River, he said. Because before that would happen, he said we would die by suicide. How did great nations fall? How did Rome fall? Anybody know? Yeah, fat and sassy. Got cocky. And they were overrun by immigrants. Immigration's fine. You go unchecked, you lose your identity. You lose who you are. You don't have anything in common. Overfloods our abilities, our hospitals, our police forces, the services that us taxpayers pay for. One of the biggest things I hear, you can't even go to an ER. It's overrun by people that don't even live there. This isn't about hating. This isn't anti-anything. This is pro-common sense. I mean, we're all immigrants here. All of us. Every single one of us is an immigrant. Right? And if you follow the pervading theory of where we all came from the continent of Africa. Even the Native Americans aren't really native. They immigrated here. They all migrated here. I mean, our Statue of Liberty is supposed to be there, you know, bring me your poor and huddled masses, which is true. But not to the point of invasion. And that's what this is, folks. This is a slow, on purpose invasion. Orchestrated invasion. Gee, Mother Nature just might be helping us along. Let's not help out all those that just lost their property and stuff. No, but we'll give everything and anything to the ones we're bringing in from foreign countries. Is that the kind of leadership you want? Is that what we deserve? After being loyal, devout citizens? To do everything for our neighbors? Do everything for our country? Families that give their children when they go to services? Yet we deserve our government to take a crap on us when we need them the most? Doesn't seem right, does it? Something to think about. You always hear that these elections, the most important election of all time. I've heard it for years. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we can handle another 4 years of what we had the last 4 years. Do you? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. In 2024, we are on the precipice. Us loving Americans who were there for our country need to be there again, but in a different way. We need to save her for our posterity, for our children, our children's children, and our children's children's children to be here. As Ronald Reagan said, we are the last shining city on the hill. And if we go, There's nowhere else to go. All right. Till next time. Peace, and live long and prosper.